Good morning. It's a little after 5:30. I haven't slept for shit. I kind of sat and was catching up on Gold Rush and yeah, just trying to chill out. But it's like 13, 14 degrees outside right now. Well, feels like it. They say it's probably like 17, 18 degrees. I'll throw a thing up here for you to see. But I gotta let the puppies out. I know they gotta go potty. I'm like, you know what? I go ahead and throw on my Kenmore, my hoodie, and my Jesus shoes and fluffy socks to keep warm. Otherwise, I just got my shorts and stuff on. Immediately. The thing that's cool about these crispy nights, other than it's cold, is like you can see the stars up in the sky really well. I don't know how well you get if any of the other ones show up. But that's a pretty bright one. I see that one like every single day, and I'm not sure what it is. Like, is it a star or a planet? That type of thing. But it doesn't really, like, unlike the rest of the stars, that one pretty much stays in the same spot. Here, I'll flip this around. Frickin' burr. So, yeah, that one there. That's a little star below it. But that guy right there. And that's a star just below it, too. That's how bright it gets out here. I don't know if you can see any of these other stars or not. I'll tell you right now. I can definitely feel that 13, 14 degrees starting to cut through the shorts, you know. And I've got to keep, you know, the giblets a little warm. I don't need those. I don't need those getting a little frozen. You know, I'm not looking, you know, to ice my water, basically. Damn. I have trouble shivering. I can shiver, but it can take a bit to do so, and when I do it, either way it hurts. Because my muscles just straight up tense and just like type thing, and yeah, it starts hurting, especially my back and everything. You know, when I allow myself to shiver, yeah. I would have been able to start shivering out there if I stayed a little longer. Man, that shit hurts too, so. Make sure Pooh Bear doesn't stay out there too long. That's cold as heck out there. Yep. And it's only going to get colder this winter. See, we thought last winter was going to be pretty bad. Well, not going to be. We thought it was pretty bad. I mean, we got plenty of snow, but man, we had nights there that was dropping down to like negative like 15 and shit there at times. And it was only a couple times there, but I'm going to turn this TV down. But this winter is supposed to be definitely a brutal one. Coda! Come on, Pooh Bear! I do worry about my pups out there when it comes to being this cold and out too long. But stand in front of the space heater at the moment. Yeah, it's a little exhausting here. I don't like being here. This place just a lot of bad memories, and yeah, I just don't like being here. But I deal with it, I guess, so. I am kind of hoping I can try and go up and visit the family at some point, but that shit's expensive and all that. It's not very cheap to make that trip. Technically, right now, it would be cheaper because at the given moment, until you get up into the pass up here about 10 miles up the road and all that, the highways are clear, and then you end up in icy roads and snow up there. It's not really deep snow at the moment, but there's snow, and that'll build up, because I mean it'll get to a point like any other mountain pass area where you've got the highways and they got those really tall pole like things as markers to show where the edge of the road is and all that shit. And also gives an idea of depth of snow. Yeah, it's like you're driving like between walls of snow there, or up there. And that's only just up the road, like just a few minutes drive. When it gets that way during middle of winter. Right now it's just the snow starting. Sound like, yep, Mr. Pooh Bear's back. Hi, Pooh Bear. You feel better? But yeah, it can get pretty bad, but you go through that, like the snow and shit like that, for about 20-30 miles, where if I had to go north the other way, especially in winter, looking closer to like 60-70 miles. And so you're using more gas because you're driving slower than you would otherwise, so. But once winter hits here, yeah, you're pretty much driving 35, 35, 40 for the next 50 miles during winter. Because then obviously once winter hits, then the other side of the mountain and out there, it snows quite a bit. Not as much as here, because we're like, well, I'm like just right at or just above that 4,000 feet above sea level. I live on the side of a mountain. So, I mean, there's a lot of things I'm thankful for living up here. Just the experiences and all that. In this house, just all the bullshit and just everything, yeah. I would stay in a lot of ways. I would stay in the area if it was in another home. But really, I gotta move. I gotta leave Oregon. Start anew elsewhere. In time, depending on how things go, be able to, during that time period of building things up and all that, to a point where I would have a chance, say, in the next 5 to 6 years, after moving, be able to basically come back, and actually afford to make a decent down payment on a home out this way, because, well, Oregon's fucking expensive. And then transfer the business out this way, but it just depends. I'm in that time period may end up finding myself just staying. But definitely I gotta turn the sink on, get the water flowing, because we got a well and I can't have the well getting frozen like that, so gotta have water flowing until I get a new extension cord run out and hook up the heat lamp, because the neighbor stole that shit too. That's what we use to keep the pump house from things freezing up in there. Got this bubble wrap looking like reflector shit, and then it wraps around the thing to help keep it insulated, and then the heat lamp is what keeps it warm. I actually have to now double check now I think about it to make sure that those fuckers didn't steal the insulation too. That's just how fucking low that they got, you know? When they were pulling my lights out of my ceiling and shit when I was gone like tweakers do. I was like, yeah, even the police, when I called them when I had to deal with it that time, they were asking, do these people do meth? I'm like, no, I don't think so, you know, at least I didn't think so until that point, because that's shit tweakers do. I'm gonna, you know, get my neighbor to trust me enough to oversee their home, and then when they're gone and I think they're not gonna come back, I'm gonna go and start stripping their home. Yeah. But no, I'm just ready to move and start over elsewhere. On my own or not. I guess so long as I got me in my RC, right? But no, it's definitely a chilly morning, and just been trying to relax and whatnot, and try to figure out what I'm going to do today here after I'm obviously going to end up taking a nap because my sleep schedule's all fucked up. But yeah. But one thing's been nice though is getting the TV, you know, hooked up so I'm not just staring at a little screen. And then instead of running it off my tablet to give my tablet a break and shit, I'm actually using the hotspot on my phone as we speak right now. And it gives me plenty to be able to sit and watch my shows and stuff while I'm here. Nice, there's a little more to do, but I'm at the point, yeah, I'm kind of limited, and all I can do is, for most part, just do my best to just kind of keep the place clean, and I still got to get out and basically get a bonfire going with all the cardboard boxes full of cardboard boxes and debris type stuff from fixing the bathroom and pulling the floor up and putting down new subflooring. So there's some of that I could get done if I could, you know, get the baseboard that goes along the floor and the wall, and then there's like a metal strip thing that you put like on, like under the door that goes along your doorways, whether you got carpet, tile, flooring out. There's usually like some, unless it's like they do it where it's the same flooring throughout, so it's like seamless. Otherwise, you get these little metal strips that go in the doorways on the floor that sort of cover the seam between the two floorings. I mean, you just gotta do that. And then that, basically that bathroom's done. Wash the walls down and stuff. It's just been a lot, and I've been really burned out. You know, I put everything in, you know, basically done, well, yeah, almost everything here on my own, and very limited help on it, and I guess is at the point I'm ready for a home that all I have to more or less realistically have to focus just on the upkeep and keeping it clean. You know, upkeep and keeping it clean. And keeping it clean. I'm hoping I'm saying that clear enough. Because I know there's more to just, you know, keeping up on a home by keeping it clean. You're going to have maintenance and repairs over time. It's just this was, I had the energy to get it from being not even livable to livable, and getting a large chunk of the stuff done. I just don't have it in me to keep going on this place, especially by myself, and it's like, no, I just can't keep doing it. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it to being gone. So, yeah. Yes, I'm pacing. I do that a lot. Of all things here, it's just one of the ways that, that I, you know, when I deal with anxiety, I start to stim a bit, and I'll pace. I'll sit and mess with my little chin hairs here. Might fiddle with, a lighter all the time, that type of stuff. Just anything to try and keep myself kind of distracted and busy a bit, and so I don't allow the fucking anxiety to basically just kind of do its thing. Generally allow myself to deal with a lot of the shit that kind of starts to trigger that anxiety, but at times too, it's like, no, I don't want to deal with it. So I have to distract myself, and yeah. Don't have a lot to do that here, and need to get out more, yet at the same time it's just kind of sleep schedules playing a part, anxiety, stress, just kind of a combination of things. And of course, you know how it goes when you're also battling with depression and all that stuff, and you're just kind of sitting up alone all at night, and your sleep schedule's just all over the place. Nighttime tends to be the hardest, because then, yeah. But no, I was just kind of just finding it funny. It's like, wow, it's feeling like 13, 14 degrees outside. Let's go feel it, It's been a year. Not really, but yeah, it's because we'll have snow here up until like March, April, right there in all that time. So got to get acclimated to it though a bit, because yep, I'm gonna be staying in this shit till the place sells. Yeah, I gotta get acclimated to it, and I'm really not looking forward to the shoveling. Because I gotta at least keep some sort of path cleared coming up the driveway. Because once the snow gets so much, I'm not gonna be able to get up the driveway even on the truck. And yeah, so I'll have to just go out there with the shovel basically, and just keep a path clear, so that way the random buyer or realtor that shows up for a buyer can at least still get up here to the house and move about. So basically just keep a path shoveled between the house and the shop and down the driveway to the road. Gordon Kitty's having fun. He's kind of roaming about, running around with me as I pace. But no, that's just kind of my little early morning random ramble, I guess. I don't sleep well in this place, and I'd prefer to be somewhere else right now. But it is what it is. So, thanks for watching. Try and have a good morning. Try to have a good rest of your day, and be safe out there. And yeah, thanks for watching. And late.